These are the new plant-based McNuggets. It's a fairly new release, available only in Germany. Luckily for you, that's where I am. So now I'm gonna do a taste test and determine if this is the real deal. Let's try some more. I'm not that impressed. Case closed. Please don't eat me! Oh! I almost forgot. Everyone, this is Jerry. On the way home from McDonald's, Jerry told me that he knows he's subpar as he's just a piece of meat made not from meat. But despite that, he wants to live to see the real future of the chicken McNugget. I decided to grant him that wish, and based on what processed pile of garbage Jerry is made of, he might very well survive until then. So I'm now gonna put him aside right here and explain what the real future of the almighty chicken McNugget will look like. For starters, I think you'll agree with me that having processed plants as nuggets is a quite scary future. Because these plant-based meat alternatives tend to contain higher doses of sodium, saturated fats and other stuff to get close to the flavor and texture of the real meat, and that isn't quite good for your heart, among other things. That being said, fast foods aren't healthy in general. Objection! No, Jerry, that's how it is, and that's why I haven't been eating at fast food chains for something like 5 years now, despite loving McDonald's and KFC when I was a child. And I would love to eat there again, if only it was healthy. And guess what? Healthy chicken nuggets, beef patties, steaks, and I don't know what else you want, are on the horizon. So let's take a look at them. Alright! I believe that you aren't living under a rock and are aware of the 2020 approval of lab-grown chicken nuggets in Singapore. And if you weren't aware, then now you are. Basically, Singapore is now the only country in the whole world where you can buy lab-grown meat. Last year though, there was major progress made on the US ground with one of the leading companies, Upside Foods, getting FDA approval, which makes it legally safe for human consumption, but not yet eligible for sale. That would require an additional approval from the USDA. Now, if you couldn't tell already, I am a major high-tech food production supporter, and there are some bad people saying some really bad things about this 100% absolutely flawless meat production system. So let me address all these mean claims. Go get them, boss! I will, Jerry, I will. First of all, people are saying that cultivated meat production could be 25 times worse for the climate in terms of GHG emissions than farming beef. But that's because the cultivation is energy intensive, so the GHG emissions don't originate at the farm, but much earlier in the process at the power plant, which likely isn't climate friendly. So when we have climate friendly power plants, we'll have climate friendly cultivated meat. The other problem of this industry, this time it's a real problem, is that the meat is cultivated in bioreactors. Okay, well that isn't a problem, but the global bioreactor capacity is scarce. There is an estimate that considering the needs of cultivated edible protein alone, 10 billion liters of bioreactor capacity will be needed by 2030, and there are only 61 million today. You can see that the difference between those numbers is quite significant. Oh shoot! Moreover, the people that actually know how to manufacture something in these bulky pieces of steel are also in short supply. But the industry has been dealing with this situation for quite a while now, so there is already a number of startups that strive to be the shovel manufacturers of this agricultural gold rush. Thanks to that, there are now two fundamentally different versions of the bioreactor, with the second one being quite novel. Anyways, how you grow the meat is you take the cells, chuck them into this giant cultivator, provide them with optimal conditions and nutrients, and let them grow. By doing this, you can grow a full chicken breast or a nice juicy steak in just 3 weeks. Wow, that's fast! How did you get there, Jerry? But to make the cells grow, you need to manufacture these things called recombinant proteins. And to do that, that, you can either utilize the shiny piece of metal or the novel solution of growing these proteins in fruit flies, which I find quite cool. There is a startup called Future Fields that already does it, and here is how it works. They identify what your specific culture needs. Then they make the DNA sequence for that, they insert it into the fruit fly, confirm that it works, make the fruit flies more productive, extract the product, but I don't know how. They then obviously purify it, test it that it actually works with the culture, quality and safety testing, and package it and ship it out. The proteins are then fed to the animal cells, waiting in a bioreactor, making them grow. Which is essentially how it works in nature, only then it happens in the animal's body. This whole process allegedly costs only a fraction compared to the steel bioreactors, which could significantly cut the cost of growing the meat, eventually bringing us the real, healthy and tasty chicken McNugget of the future. Time is up.